Hi there, welcome to my views and news. Two new stories. Firstly, new allegations from Somalia against Ethiopia, as if Ethiopia is responsible for the new attacks by Al Shabaab. Secondly, Eritrea South Korea relations. Eritrean president visited South Korea like other leaders, African leaders. Last week. No financing agreement signed between Eritrea and South Korea, though Ethiopia signed an agreement, Kenya as well, Tanzania too. What did Isaias Afwerki say when he was interviewed in South Korea? Can we say he was not prepared, or he believes that hasty agreements would lead to just selling out African mineral resources cheaply? So he should go slow. So what happened? What is his plan? Because in the next 6 to 8 weeks, Eritrea is planning to share its industrial data with South Korea. Let's start with a new story from Ethiopia and Somalia. Since January this year, tensions have been rising between the two neighboring countries. Ethiopia signed a controversial MOU with Somaliland in January to gain access to sea through Somaliland. Landlocked Ethiopia wants to establish a naval base in Somaliland. It will divert around 30% of its cargo to Berbera port. In return, Somaliland will get recognition as a country from Ethiopia. Somaliland is internationally recognized part of Somalia, and it will have shares in a profitable Ethiopian entity. Since January, Somalia has been vowing to stop the implementation of the MOU. MOU still MOU, while Somalia has signed a defense treaty with Turkey. And in recent days, we have seen some progress, a confirmation from both Ethiopia and Somaliland that they were making preparations to draft the agreement and sign the final agreement. Ahmed Feki is Somalia's foreign minister, newly appointed a few months ago. The man is very critical of Ethiopia. People say that he's one of the hawks in Hassan Sheikh government who are staunch critics of Ethiopian government. Ahmed Feki yesterday spoke about Ethiopia, Somaliland MOU. He made a claim. We'll have to analyze the claim. He said that Somalia was on the verge of defeating Al Shabaab. But the MOU between Ethiopia and Somaliland has given new life to Al Shabaab. That is why this MOU is a threat to Somalia's existence, violation of Somalia's territorial integrity, and so on. Question is, was Somalia really on the verge of defeating Al Shabaab? Did Ethiopia intentionally or unintentionally give new life to Al Shabaab? Well, I think Ahmed Fiki is exaggerating. Let's analyze this question neutrally. Somalia was not on the verge of defeating Al Shabaab. Somalia was never on the verge of defeating Al Shabaab in the last few years. And there are multiple reasons behind that. Ethiopia is part of the international coalition which is fighting against Al Shabaab. Thousands of Ethiopian troops are in Jubaland, in southwest state, in the parts of Somalia. They're actively stopping Al Shabaab from gaining more ground, from expanding. We cannot say that did Ethiopia logistically support Al Shabaab? No. Did it financially support Al Shabaab? No. Yes, Al Shabaab's narrative got stronger. That Al Shabaab has always been critical of Ethiopia. It's not the first time that Al Shabaab was criticized. It wasn't first time that Al-Shabaab criticized after the signing of MOU, criticized Ethiopia. But Al-Shabaab criticized Turkey too. When Turkey, Somalia signed defense treaty, Al-Shabaab lashed out at Somalia's government and Turkey, saying Turkey was after Somalia's natural resources. So Ahmed Fiqi is trying to link the MOU with the fight against Al-Shabaab, which is not convincing. Somalia has lots of its own problems. Constitution reforms were introduced by Hassan Sheikh that alienated Puntland. So did Ethiopia tell Hassan Sheikh to go for constitutional reforms? Reforms came at a time when already there were tensions between federal government and Puntland. So those reforms, I agree with those reforms, by the way. But the fight against Al-Shabaab will be disrupted because now Portland and Mogadishu are not on good terms. I think when you start blaming outsiders for your problems, you never find solution. People know, I think, countries, the region know, global powers know that Somalia needs to do a lot to defeat Al-Shabaab. That is why US is proposing the extension of the mandate of African Union troops. Kenya is opposing the complete withdrawal of African Union troops. Somalia will have to build a strong military, strong air force, strong navy. It will have to utilize its sources. It will have to create a working relationship between the federation and the regional governments. It will have to create internal unity. That is the way forward against Al-Shabaab. Gradually, foreign troops should leave. I'm not supportive of foreign troops staying in Somalia. Ethiopian troops, other troops, they should leave. They'll have to leave, but not now. Somalia will have to establish a strong military first, strong or at least a working political structure in the country. Secondly, viewers, Eritrea was Isaias Afwerki not prepared when he visited South Korea. South Korea hosted African leaders a week ago. South Korea Africa Summit was held there, 2-day summit. Isaias Afwerki stayed there for around a week. No financing agreement signed between Isaias Afwerki and South Korean president. Ethiopia signed a financing agreement worth $1 billion US. Tanzania to Kenya as well. South Korea ready to invest in African mineral sector because African critical minerals are raw materials for South Korean tech industry. Eritrea did not sign any agreement. The Eritrean president held a bilateral meeting with the South Korean president. Eritrean president was interviewed in South Korea, and there Isaias Afwerki explained his plan, his vision of partnership with South Korea. Firstly, in 6 to 8 weeks, Eritrea will share its industrial data with South Korea in terms of its mineral resources, I think, etc. What is needed, what should be done. The two countries will hold discussions about how to proceed further. What type of relationship should be formed? Joint partnership. What share will Eritrea have? Who will provide financial support? What will be the share of the two countries? Will there be technology transfer or not? Will there be just extraction of minerals? All these issues then will be discussed. Isaias Afwerki made it clear in his interview in South Korea that South Korea should form a strategic long-term partnership with Africa. There should be joint work on the projects where minerals are found. And it can help both sides. He used the word catalyst, that South Korean intervention in Africa could serve as a catalyst for mineral industry, mineral sector in Korea, in Africa. It seems that firstly, Isaias Afwerki, I think he should have gone to South Korea with preparation. I mean, he should have gone there with a team of experts with all the data, and he should have signed the agreements during his stay there. Why? Sorry. Why is that? He just visited South Korea, he returned. Now data will be prepared, sent to South Korea, then delegations will meet. Don't you think that he should have been a little quicker when it comes to national diplomacy, when it comes to signing agreements? You need to start preparations well in advance. He was accompanied by by the foreign minister. No team of technical experts was accompanying him, I think. I think he was not fully prepared. At the same time, he is very careful. He doesn't want to sell his resources cheap. He wants to ensure that his country gets maximum out of partnership with South Korea. Thanks for watching.